Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel's Midnight Suns video. In this one, we're going to be looking at the challenge for Iron Man called Iron Will. It's definitely one where you want to make sure you got the right sequence, the right cards, proper ones to reroll, and saving certain cards that you actually don't even eventually use. So I'm going to walk through this and hopefully help you through the challenge. Now, I did this several times. I think it took me 30-ish minutes or so to get this one right. A lot of that time was actually me thinking. I'm not going to have you go through that, but it definitely matters about the sequence of cards that you get to where you get left with something like this, where you're going to have 63 and nothing left. So you got to definitely be wise about that sequence, like I mentioned. So obviously I failed this one, and I'll go right to the one that works properly in case you are struggling. So when you actually start this, you get a number of blast cards. You get 2 new plan cards, a heads up card, precision, and surgical strike. Long story short on all this is you want to get to 2 surgical strikes and have as many attacks on those as possible. But you've got to make sure that you're wise about your heroism. So how do you get to that point? Now, one of the things you have in this is you've got 2 new plan cards. You want to redraw one of them because it gives you the Leave It To Me card. That Leave It To Me card is critical because it gives you 2 more Iron Man cards. It also gives you 2 heroism. But there's a trick that you want to do here is where you want to actually keep that, okay? So how do you actually make sure that you keep it, right? And also talking about double your heroism, all that sort of stuff. First, that's exactly, use heads up. Give yourself 2, specifically 2 heroism in there. And you're like, okay, so now why did I get 2? Okay, the reason is because you need to get to precision. Precision will say the next Iron Man card is not discarded. And you want to use that for Leave It To Me, and it's free, but it just costs 2 heroism. Here you go. Use the precision card, then you're going to go to the Leave It To Me card right after this. You get 2 more cards, and guess what? You still keep the Leave It To Me. Great. So now you're actually stacking these up, which is awesome. You're going to want to use the Leave It To Me again. So now you have a plethora of Iron Man cards, and guess what? Now you've got 2 surgical strikes. So now the key is you need 6 heroism to use those surgical strikes. In surgical strikes, the way that works is it attacks the number of enemies based on how many Iron Man cards you have in your hand. So you want to try to get exactly 6 heroism and keep as many cards in your hand as much as possible. So how do you do that? Now, I went through this multiple times where I was thinking, like, just going, well, this card or should I do that card? I debated doubling my heroism now, or should I just attack? Or maybe I don't attack and then attack then double, or should I use a 1 and then a 2 and double? And so there was a lot of thought process in this. Ultimately, at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to use the surgical strike and get 8 hits on this thing. That's the first thing you want to do. Get as many hits on it as possible. Then, do you want to double heroism? Because then you'll have 2. The answer is no. What you're going to want to do is want to use a card to get you 2 more heroism. I believe that card is heads up. And here we are with the heads up card. It doesn't do it. It gives you block, but what you're doing it, or you're using it for, is to get yourself some actual heroism. So now you're at 3. So you can attack 6 times to attack this, the crystal. And guess how much that leaves you with to do damage to it after this. It's gonna be exactly what you got left over in the hand. I believe 15, which 3 blast cards is what you should have. So it's at 15 health. You've got 3 blast cards, 5 each. Blow it up. That's it. The challenge isn't very difficult when you finish it, but when you're sitting there trying to think through that a little bit, it definitely can be a little bit of a challenge. So I actually very much enjoyed this. These are the type of things that I really love in this game. I think they're fun. I really hope they find ways to do this with the DLCs in the future, that, you know, maybe there's a second version of this that you can get. I don't know, something more. I think these puzzle type things are awesome. I love them. I like that there was a legendary card locked behind it. You know, maybe there's a passive that you can unlock in future ones or something like that, because maybe they're worried about, you know, too many legendary cards, or maybe it's a legendary card. I don't know. But I really hope that they decide to keep doing these for future patches. I would absolutely add one of these per hero every, and it's not even a patch, isn't the right word, but for every download of content, every DLC that they put out there. So cool ability. It hits really hard. You can redraw this when you've got in your hand to add damage to it. I absolutely recommend having that in your deck personally. We'll see once I get to the highest of difficulties. I know air superiority is a big love fest for everybody. But anyway, there you have. Hopefully this was something that you found helpful. If you want to hammer down that like button, notification bell, subscribe, all that sort of thing. I'm going to keep doing Midnight Suns videos, you know, not every day necessarily, but I want to put content out that I think is going to be helpful. So I've got a Discord link in the description below if you want to come by and hang out. Till then, I hope you have a wonderful day.